Hi there HipKit fans, this is Nikki Rowland and today I am designing a layout for HipKit Club. I'm using the October main kit, also I have the Project Life kit and the embellishment kit, and I have the Vibes pop-up pink spray from the colour kit too. This video is about a layout that I'm designing based on this sketch here. Okay, so I'm starting off with some white cardstock that I've just trimmed down to 11.5 inches square, and I'm mounting that onto the yellow striped paper to go around the edge. I always like to put a border around my layout, and I almost always gut the middle like I'm doing here, so that I preserve some of the rest of the paper, because obviously you don't see very much of it, only around the edge of the white cardstock. So I normally take the middle out of the paper there, like I've done, and then I save that other piece for later. Okay, so for that sketch, I was trying to figure out how I could create that shaped piece in the background, I wasn't too sure how to go about this. I thought about creating a mixed media area, and then I wondered whether I could create a background kind of in that rough shape with these hexagons from this really lovely hexagon paper from the Paige Taylor Evans whimsical line. So that's what I'm doing now. I decided to fussy cut out all of those hexagons, maybe not quite all of them, or certainly quite a number of them, and see if I could arrange them in such a way that kind of resembled that shape on the background. I start off with just a few, and then I decide that my shape needs to be bigger than what I've got, so I cut out a few more. So yeah, I was trying to work out whether I should try and create a solid background like you can see there with the hexagons in the middle too, or if I should just have a gap in the middle for my photos to sit within. Obviously the hexagons are very highly patterned, and therefore they looked quite busy behind my photos, so I wasn't sure whether I should have some area of white space there for my photos to sit on. Eventually that's what I've decided on, yeah, I'm going to have this as a base for my photos, and have my photos sat there in the middle in a white area. So my photos weren't working for me. I didn't really like those two of my little baby, I tried a few different options there, as you can see, but just wasn't really happy, wasn't really feeling it, to be honest. Just wasn't feeling it. So I'm now going through the ephemera to see if I can work out what I could use, and then I've now decided on some photos of my little girl. She is a right poser, absolutely loves, as soon as the camera comes out, loves to strike a pose, so they're ideal, and we're outside, and it was a nice flowery day with lots of flowers and pretty things, so that was ideal. So I've pulled out one of the Project Life cards from the Project Life kit there, and I'm going to mount both of my photos on that card, but I'm going to cut it up and do it individually rather than as one block, two photos on the one background. They're both individually mounted there, as you can see, and they're going to sit in the middle of all of those hexagons. So now I've just got to get those hexagons in place. I am sticking some of them flat, and I'm raising some of them on foam pads. That's just to give some dimension. You really can't see it on the camera, but when you look at the layout in real life, you can really see the lovely dimension that having some of them raised up gives. It's quite cute. So yeah, I'm just getting all of those stuck in place. Okay, so that's the last ones stuck in place now. So now I can start to arrange my photo and then embellish my layout, because that's the majority of my layout done now. That's the bare bones of the layout done, as I would call it. So I've got a place for my photo to sit. I've got, the big shape in the background sorted. So now I can just go ahead and add all the pretty bits, which is my favourite part of scrapbooking. So I've taken that paper that's got all those banners, word banners all over it, and I'm cutting some out, fussy cutting them out, and putting them on top of the hexagons in a kind of a tone-on-tone effect. So I've got yellow ones on the yellow hexagons, and I've got pink ones on the pink hexagons, and purple ones on the purple hexagons, etc., etc. I've picked out words, obviously, that match my photos. Magical, play, joyful, fun, good vibes, perfect is boring, never stop smiling. They've got some really lovely phrases on that sheet there, absolutely lovely, lovely phrases. And you can see that I'm cutting them out from the middle of the sheet. That's because I'll probably use the edge of that paper or the other side of it as a border for another layout made in the future. So I'm only cutting out the middle ones and keeping the edge of the layout or the paper intact. Okay, so my layout's coming together quite nicely now. I'm quite pleased with how it's looking. I'm not sure about that yellow piece of ephemera in the middle there. I play around with that a lot. I really wanted to use it, but I just couldn't figure out where to place it. Now I'm deciding on a title. I'm using those really, really gorgeous word phrase thickers from the One Canoe 2 collection, and I'm going for What a Lovely Day. And at this point I'm not sure, should I use Lovely Day on its own or should I use the What a Lovely Day, and in the end that's what I've gone for, What a Lovely Day. And that is I've put the what at the top of my photo and the a lovely day at the bottom, so that kind of frames my photo as well. The title on the sketch is underneath the photo, so I've gone slightly off piece by putting a word at the top as well. And now I'm just going through the lovely flower embellishments or ephemera from the Paige Evans Whimsical collection, and pulled out a few bits and pieces of a few flowers even that I think go, and I'm just going to add a few areas on my layout, clusters of flowers basically. Yeah, so I took one and cut it in half, and I've put another couple of flowers on there, and then I'm adding some leaves, and I have another flower spray at the top. On the sketch there's some like splatters, bottom left and top right. I kind of gone the other way and I've put my areas of embellishment in different places, but that's okay. Sketch is only supposed to be an inspiration starting point, right? Right, I'm just getting everything stuck down, and I've got all those banners stuck down now. They're all raised up on foam pads to give some more dimension. And finally I've got that yellow piece of ephemera, the one that says happy and the heart. That's from the Vicky Boutin ephemera. I got that to the left of my photos, and now I'm just getting all the flowers stuck down and making sure everything's in place, and then adding some extra bits as well. So I've added the word fun at the top and a little yellow heart that you can just see that I've put on there. Love this sticker book by Paige. Really love these stickers. They're excellent quality, not like some of the other sticker books I've had in the past that are quite flimsy stickers. These ones are really good ones, cardstock stickers definitely. Added a couple of puffy cloud. No, they're not puffy, they're regular stickers. And here I'm coming in with the puffies. So just a little word phrase puffy sticker there, and a wooden button from the Jen Hadfield new collection as well. So basically just adding lots of bits and pieces to my areas of embellishment, my clusters. And I'm pretty much done now, and I'm just going to add the last little bit of detail. I wanted to add those paint splatters in that showed on the sketch. So I've used the Pop Art Pink Vibe Spray from the October colour kit. I'll just spray that onto a craft sheet first, and then pick it up and splatter with a paintbrush. I find that I have more control that way. And I've just handwritten in the last bit of my journaling there on one of the hexagons, and I've put the date down the bottom too. And now I'm just going in and adding a couple of enamel butterflies from Paige's collection too. And that's it. I'm going to call that done. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the sketch. What will you do? That was Nikki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.